Ehi, monelli, venite giù.
Wiggins, could you come upstairs, please?
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
Pulito sei.
Wiggins, I need you to track down certain people for me. I'll give you a list. You can read, can't you?
Big Oliver from our gang. He can, because his father is the coachman of a famous lawyer.
Fascinating. Here is a list of sailors.
Affascinante.
Sailors? Easy. Just got to look where the rum and the red lights are.
Luci rosse.
Sorry to trouble you, Mr. Holmes, but the inspector asks that you come to the station as soon as possible.
Thank you. I'll be there shortly.
Io voglio parlare con i marinai. Vabbè, andiamo a Scotland Yard.
Mr. Holmes, I'm glad to see you.
As always, what happened?
We have a new suspect, Liam Hurtley. I'm thinking that this case will be resolved very quickly now.
Interesting. Pray tell.
Interessante
Well,
dicendo che non sai
that I
niente.
left at Woodman's Lee noticed a suspicious individual prowling around during the night.
Do you have him here?
Yes, he refuses to speak with us, but we'll make him talk.
Let us hope so.
Ah, yes, and one more thing. The constable told me that at the time of his arrest, the fellow was writing a letter.
Do you have it?
Of course. It's in the evidence room, at your disposal. Admit that for once, Mr. Holmes, Scotland Yard is a step ahead of you, eh?
Breathtaking.
Oh, Holmes. Oh, Holmes, quanto ti amo. Ehi là. Effetti personali di Hartley.
These are the suspects belonging.
6 stivali, datemeli.
Liam Hurtley's old boots.
9
They're
mezzi.
size 9.5.
Sono sicuramente quelli là. Devo andare a vedere, a
The
controllare.
stains are fresh. They can be removed with the proper chemicals. A pen. Nothing unusual about it.
Beh, non eri così convinto con quella nel testamento delle penne. Ma io posso parlare con il sospetto o... Non c'è nessuno qua.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation.
Yep. Interroghiamo.
Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I would like to ask you a few questions.
I've already told the police that I've nothing to say. And you're not even part of the police.
Precisely. And considering your situation, it might be wise to speak with someone who is, shall we say, rather more neutral. You are a suspect in a murder case.
I know. Inspector Lestrade told me. It's ridiculous.
Could you at least tell me who you are, and exactly what happened that you should be brought here?
My name is Liam Hurtley. That I can tell you. But you're not getting any more than that.
Well, we shall see.
Decisamente è una figata le interrogazioni. Io le sto adorando tanto, 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 tanto. Sembra interessante. Ui, cicatrice. Che cicatrice? Fazzoletto con cincerella? Ce n'era uno là. Resti di piante. È il giardiniere, sto stronzo.
That's all for now.
Nah. Nah. Boh, vabbè, andiamo a casa di... Ah, ciao giornalino. Non ti preoccupare, giornalino. Continuo a camminare verso le cose quando posso teletrasportarmi direttamente. Andiamo a controllare le scarpe, così dopo siamo sicuri al 120% che sia il giardiniere. Sì, vai. Spottic.
These boots match the footprints exactly.
Lo so. Me ne sono resa conto. Me ne sono molto resa conto. Esatto, posso parlare. Io adesso andrei a casa, però prima voglio parlare con la tizia. Impronte di Allen, San Giardiniere, ok. Qui. Sì, esattamente. Interesting. Tizia, parliamo del tuo giardiniere un secondino, perché non mi sembra più tanto palese che tu non ne abbia uno. E tu non puoi nascondermi cose, Tizia. Non puoi, perché io sono Sherlock Holmes e ti faccio il culo.
Does the name Liam Hurtley mean anything to you?
No, I don't know anyone by that name.
Risposto abbastanza velocemente, cara.
Thank you, madam.
Ah, e chi ti crede? E chi ti crede? Andiamo a casa. Salve Watson, amore della mia vita. Sì, scusami, archivio.
My archive.
No, allora, banco qua di lavoro. Yep.
I need to prepare a chemical agent that is capable of removing fresh ink. For this purpose, the chemicals from the flasks should be combined in a certain order to perform a chain reaction.
Ok.
First condition, all 7 reagents should be used. Second condition, orange reagent should be the third one in the sequence after the blue reagent. Third condition, colorless reagent should be added after the orange reagent. First condition, second,
non mi
third
serve che tu me la dica.
I need to prepare a chemical...
Allora, tutti e 7 bisogna usarli in colore. Allora, ci sono queste... Allora, blu qua. Ci credo tanto. Tutti li devo usare. Non è così facile, aspetta un secondo. Allora, non può esserci quello in colore. Cioè, sì, boh.
No, something isn't right. I need to start the reaction from the beginning again.
Sì, hai ragione, Holmes. Facciamo meno cagate, allora. Ah no, aspetta, forse se inizio con qualcun'altra. No. Sì. Questa. Ma mi chiedo se ci siano vari modi per fare questa, perché non so, non sembra esserci un'unica soluzione, ecco. Devo semplicemente metterli tutti in modo che vengano rispettate queste condizioni.
No, something isn't right.
Ok, forse no. Forse ce n'è solo una. Sì, sono sicura di questo. Sono sicura. Giusto? Sì!
Done. Now I can proceed further.
Mi piace questa cosa, mi piace. Non sono tanto brava, ma mi piace.
Let us see if the content of this letter sheds a little light upon the mystery.
Ok. Ma sto pulendo. Ah, ok, no. Dat pixels. Poco male.
I did as you asked and hid them well. Interesting. How would Hurtley react to this?
Fatto quello che mi hai chiesto li ho nascosti bene, ma ti prego di riconsiderare la tua scelta. Ti giuro di ricordare la nostra promessa. Ah, fatto. Ok. Cosa devo fare adesso? Un secondino. Fa il duro, cosa c'entra di nascondere? Abbiamo questa roba qui. Questo devo parlare con Liam Hurtley. Devo parlare un mucchio con Liam Hurtley. Ci vediamo da lui. Salve, uomo. Liam. Cosa hai fatto questa volta, Liam? Cosa hai fatto, Liam?
Please escort this suspect for interrogation.
Please. Buon salve, Liam. Sei una sfida, mi piace.
Mr. Hurtley, what were you doing at Woodman's Lee?
Woodman's Lee? I've never been there.
Ma come non sei mai stato? Ti hanno preso da lì? Su via.
The second pair of boots that you had with you when you were arrested perfectly match the found near the cabin where Peter Carey was murdered.
Footprints? That's your proof? How many men have boots like mine? That doesn't make me a murderer.
Beh, no. Ma...
Now that your presence at Woodman's
Sei il
Lee has
giardiniere.
been proven, would you care to explain it?
I don't remember. What would I be doing there anyway?
Il giardinaggio.
Because you are the gardener at Woodman's Lee.
Bitch.
I'm not.
Sono avanti, uomo.
I observed your hands. They told me that you work with the earth. Small fragments of plants snagged to your trousers indicate that you were mowing very recently. But the most obvious clue presented itself in the bird embroidered on your handkerchief. A crested tit, if I'm not mistaken.
All right, you got me. Yes, I am a gardener, and I went there to get my tools.
Perché avresti dovuto mentire, allora?
So tell me, Mr. Hurtley, what did you hide?
Hide? What are you talking about?
Parlo della tua lettera, bitch.
I did as you asked, and hid them well. Should I continue?
My letter? But the ink? That's impossible.
A touch of chemistry, nothing special.
Well, you're a smart one, but it's nothing. If you want to know, I was referring to my tools. It was to do with my work, see?
I will check that, Mr. Hurtley. That's all for now. Hurtley's stories are false leads, but now I know one thing for certain. I must examine the site where the garden tools are kept, at Woodman's Lee.
Sì, quel posto in cui volevo entrare, che non mi hanno lasciato entrare prima. Ciao, no. John. Mi dispiace che tu devi stare lì, ma sai... Continuo a camminare invece di teletrasportarmi direttamente. Oh, eccoci qui, eccoci qui. Fammi
Locked.
entrare. Bitch. Shura, mi fa entrare? Please.
Madam, we have information that the valuable stolen papers are hidden amongst the garden tools here at Woodman's Lee. We need to find them.
Oh my. Our tools are kept inside the shed that's right behind me. Here is the key to open it.
Sì, sapevo già qual era la
Madam.
capanna, signora. Non ti preoccupare per me. Hey, sapevo che potevo entrare qua dentro.
Let's see what could be hidden here.
Già, let's see. Ah. Pavimento del capanno. Tavola di legno. Ma qui c'è una tavola instabile. Oh oh! Hai nascosto i documenti. Capisco.
Let us see what is in this box.
Sì. Ah. Hey. Hey. Potete ingannarmi così facilmente? Lettere mie.
A bundle of letters in a woman's hand with the Carey family monogram. Hurtley and Mrs. Carey were in a relationship. That is interesting.
Ma che strano, ma proprio non ci avrei mai creduto, dato che lei dice di non conoscerlo. Oh, mi dispiace signora, ma... Cazzi mazzi, non potete mica uccidere le persone comunque. Vedremo. Signora, abbiamo qualcosa di cui parlare.
Madam, I am aware of your affinity with Liam Hurtley.
Oh, what are you talking about?
Parlo della Vostra corrispondenza romantica, cara.
Mrs. Carey, we found your letters.
My letters? I asked Liam to return them to me. I wanted to burn them.
Why did Mr. Hurtley put them inside the garden shed?
I don't know. I wanted them back, but I couldn't see him, not after what happened.
Well, here they are.
Oh, this is terrible. Terrible. Liam, how could he? After what he has done.
You believe that he killed your husband?
No, I do not know. I do not know. Leave me alone, please.
Thank you, madam. I wonder if Wiggins has managed to find any sailors.
Giusto, 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 Wiggins. Mi ero dimenticata di Wiggins. Ok, la lettera di Amate, la confessione di Jody Carey. Relazione innocente. Innocente. Ok. L'innocenza di Hartley. Sì, effettivamente sì. Per quanto odio quel tipo. Indizi, vediamo se ci sono cose. Ah, ok. Ho una relazione innocente. Ho in preda alla gelosia. Non lo so, voglio parlare con i marinai di Wiggins prima. Andiamo a Baker Street.
Mr. Holmes, we found the sailors from that list you gave us.
Well done, Wiggins. Let me see.
Su Wiggins, Hogs, Patterson, marinaio, James Long, miniere, cuoco. Ah, è morto una settimana fa!
This is interesting. Let us review the other sailors now. This man is a harpooner, and his initials are PC, the same initials that were found on the tobacco pouch.
Effettivamente.
Wiggins, could you gather some information on one of the sailors that you found? His name is Patrick Cairns.
Poco dopo.
We found Patrick Cairns.
Good job, Wiggins. Where is he?
He lives in a small furnished dump of a room, but he's always at the Sea Witch pub, where he does arm wrestles for money and drinks.
Excellent. Here is your reward. 2 guineas.
Thank you, sir.
Ok. Patrick Cairns. Sembra proprio non implica la presentazione. Mancano tutto da dimostrare. Effettivamente sì.
If I wish to speak to Cairns without alarming him, I had better dress as a sailor.
Io sono così felice che loro abbiano un cane. Voi non avete capito. Ok, vestiamoci da marinaio. Possiamo farlo, quindi ci vestiamo da marinaio, insomma. Armadio. Devo anche cambiarmi la faccia, non credo, né? Marinaio, eccolo qui.
Now I can approach Cairns and see if he recognizes the pouch.
Yep. Però stai male così, Holmes. Non sei te. Va bene così. Ehi, cos'è qua?
My archive. I can always consult with it if needed.
Ah, ok. Ok, va bene. Pub Sea Witch. Molto blu questo posto. Ah, interesting. Patrick Cairns. Chi è Patrick Cairns? Siete Patrick Cairns? Penso di sì.
Hello there. Are you Cairns?
Orecchino.
What do you want?
We've heard all about the gambling on arm wrestling here. You seem like the likely sort, and I'm up for it.
I start at 10 shillings.
Suits me.
Hai soldi? Incredibile. Però effettivamente la tua pettinatura non è molto credibile, Holmes. Allora, prima per spingere, tieni premuto per bloccare. Ah, devo tipo brutalmente andare di cattiveria? Non lo so, sinceramente. Non so come funziona. Non so esattamente come sta funzionando la cosa. Ah. Ai.
That's the arm that killed 100 whales. Care to lose another 10 shillings?
Facciamo il profilo un secondino. Grazie. Orecchino. Mi piace lo slomo. Ah, buon mercato. Unghie gialle, quindi fume. Tatuaggio, grazie. Estremamente utile il tatuaggio da me. Orecchino d'oro. Come sei la storia? C'è qualcosa che mi sfugge. Mani forti. Sì, beh. Continuiamo.
I'm ready to try again.
Fine. If you
Questa
want me to
cazzo di
take all
voce.
your money, no problem with that.
No, devo capire come si fa un secondo. Segui l'espressione facciale dei padri per anticiparne le mosse. Spinta, blocco, fermo. Per creare una strategia, tieni d'occhio la tua energia. Ok, quindi quando fa un'espressione spacciale esatta devo bloccare. No, non usare. Non usare, brutta schifezza. Ok, devo... giù, bastardo. Haha, bitch. I'm Sherlock Holmes, mica... Non so.
You were lucky. I wasn't focused. Let's go again.
Lo facciamo di nuovo.
I'm ready to try again.
I'm ready to try again.
If you want me to take all your money, no problem with that.
Va bene? La vedo male. No. Devo ricaricare un po' di energia. Giù, su. Torna lì. Non ho energia. Non osare. Brutta schifezza. Merda. È difficile. Ci sono pure riuscita una volta, no? Giù. Ah. Preso. Bam, boom, bitch. Ok, basta adesso. Mi sono divertito.
Good for you,
I'd like to buy you a drink.
Good winner as well. That's good. Let's have a drink.
Haha.
You're a good type. Seems you've managed to settle down in life. You've got money, eh?
Not all that much.
Oh, well. At least you're not as poor as me.
Ok.
Why do you say poor? You're not working?
I'm a harpooner. But you see, the whalers are rare. They don't pay much. So, as a result, find myself arm wrestling to pay for my drink.
Sì, beh, non è la cosa migliore del mondo.
A harpooner. Interesting. You've had a lot of adventures, I bet.
Of course. It's been a dozen years since I've sailed. I've seen everything. With Old Wallace, damn Black Peter, Great Roger, we sailed to the Cape of Good Hope.
Black Peter, you say? I've heard rumors about that one.
He was the worst of them all. He was a liar, and violent too. Swinging those fists of his around. He was a tyrant, and not much of a captain. At least, not as good as Great Roger.
I see. Yes. I was told terrible tales about Black Peter.
But you ain't heard the worst.
Raccontami.
Tell me, and let's have another drink.
It was in 1883 that it happened. The August of that year. Peter Carey was captain of the Sea Unicorn, and I was a spare harpooner. We were coming out of the ice pack on our way home. One evening, we saw a little craft that had been blown north. There was only one man on her, and he wasn't a sailor. The crew must have thought that she had foundered, and they made for the Norwegian coast in the dinghy. I guess they all drowned. We took the man on board.
Racconta.
And who was he?
I dunno. During the crossing, he and the skipper enjoyed some long talks. His baggage was just a tin box.
That's strange enough.
Aye. Even stranger was that on the second night, he disappeared. Nobody knew what happened to him. And of course, nobody could ask Black Peter about it.
You know what happened, don't you?
I do. I saw the skipper tie his heels and push him over the rail in the middle of my watch on that dark night. 2 days before we sighted the Shetland lights.
Black Peter's a murderer.
Aye. Those that know him wouldn't be surprised to hear it. But all this must stay between us. All right?
Of course. Back in a second. I'm off to the casi.
I'll be here with my drink.
Molto interessante. Tante belle cose. Però scrive il padre di John Nelligan. Ma perché? Infine il portafoglio nella tasca di canna forse le riflettine. Antisgamo.
Here it is.
Andiamo in bagno, penso. Ah no, non devo neanche fare finta. Pensavo di dover far finta, insomma. Ok.
Have you got any tobacco? We've run out of mine.
Nah, I lost my pouch. I don't know where. Wait a minute. What's this?
Oh, is this your tobacco pouch?
Well, oh, it is.
Well, I have to go now. I know a captain who's planning an expedition to Cape Cod. Captain Ahab's his name. He commanded the Pequod. He might need good harpooners. I'll tell him about you.
Maybe. If you like, aye.
I'm done here. It's time to leave.
Sta simpatico sto tizio. Ora, deduzioni, un secondo. Però è colpevolezza. Ma che no. Rappresente, basta, insomma. Non ho ancora deciso. Penso che sia innocente anche quell'altro. Ma qualcuno deve essere colpevole, no? Devo decidere, ma non ho ancora deciso. Ah, faccio schifo. Cos'è che devo fare adesso? Voglio parlare con John. Voglio parlare con un po' di gente a scottonagliato, un secondo.
What am I doing here?
I'm not saying another word.
Mannaggia miseria. Allora. Rubare i titoli di credito. Potrebbe essere un momento per l'omicidio, ma non credo. Relazione innocente pure. Amava così disperatamente Judy da uccidere. Cazzo, è vero però. Carnis. Deve essere Carnis il colpevole, ma mi pare così strano. Carnis è un gran pioniere esperto. Deve essere lui, ma è... probabilmente solo per soldi. Allora, consideriamo le cose. Peter Carey è uno stronzo, no? Siamo d'accordo che era uno stronzo Peter Carey. Carnis, un assassino a sangue freddo? No, non lo è. Era andato lì... Perché era andato lì? Per rubare? Lo assolvo, non mi interessa. Sì, la mia scelta morale è assolverlo. Non sono convinta, però. È come se mi stia mancando un qualche cosa. Non importa. Vediamo adesso. Chissà quante cose ho mancato, tipo.
Good afternoon. I must be at the wrong address. I'd like to speak with a ship's captain, a Captain Ahab. Is that you?
No, my name is Sherlock Holmes.
That detective fella? So, you wanted to see me?
That is correct. We need to talk.
About what?
About Black Peter, who was killed in his own hut with a harpoon.
You know, don't you?
Yes.
How?
The tobacco pouch. You recognized it.
Oh, the sailor. It was you. Unbelievable. Well, fine. I confess. But if you really do know everything, you should also know that I didn't want to kill him. He made me do it.
I know. Did you know about this story with the bond certificates? Did you need money?
Yeah. I just wanted him to cough up a little silver. I'm out of work, and I thought maybe he could help me. Well, he refused outright, and he insulted me. I reminded him I knew all about that murder he committed at sea in 1883. Then he got mad when I spoke about his treasure. I barely just had time to throw the harpoon at him before he could jump at me with his knife. You know the truth. What will you do now?
I ask that you return the bond certificates. Keep some of them. You will need them in your exile. It is better that you leave the country for a few years.
And you won't say anything to the police?
I will not say anything as long as you return the money.
Well, I'll do as you ask. But what about Inspector Lestrade?
I will deal with him. Goodbye.
Sono soddisfatta della mia scelta. Vediamo quali saranno le
It's
conseguenze.
good that you asked me to come, Mr. Holmes. We do need to talk.
About what?
What do you mean? Our case, Mr. Holmes. You sent me a message via your little thug,
His name is Wiggins, Inspector.
telling me that the case is solved. Well, Mr. Holmes, tell me, who is our murderer and where is he?
The morgue.
Eh?
His name is, or rather was, Pablo Coventral. He was also on the ship with Peter Carey, and he was a harpooner. I'll tell you everything, Inspector, but do calm down. Mrs. Hudson will bring us tea and orange cake.
Orange cake? You're spoiling me, Mr. Holmes. That's my favourite.
Ah, Mr. Holmes. Inspector Lestrade told me that I should thank you for clearing my name. He also said that you were waiting for me here. I came as fast as I could. I cannot thank you enough. It is all because of you that this nightmare is finally over.
I believe that this belongs to you.
My father's securities. Incredible! But how did you get them?
It would take far too long to explain.
Tell me. This is extraordinary. You are a genius.
Yep.
Then that may serve as an explanation. Goodbye, Mr. Nelligan, and good luck.
Goodbye, Mr. Holmes. And thank you. 1,000 times thank you.
Mi dispiace che Watson non abbia molto a che fare. Mi dici trovare 16. Sì, sono d'accordo. Sono felice. Non so. Possibili spoilers? No, andiamo avanti così come abbiamo fatto e via, viva la vita. Sono sicura della scelta fatta. Bitch. Hey. Vabbè, sono buona, carina e coccolosa, insomma, va bene. Come al solito quando gioco a videogame.